Hello, Betty. And I wanted to apologize to you if you felt like you was getting attacked, and I did address the situation. I took care of it. I wanted you to know that, and I'm sorry. So I'm gonna play the intro. Can you not believe I can do this? I'm so happy about it. Uh oh, where did my intro go? Okay.
To see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.
Hey guys, it's the comment. I'm so happy I can do that now. Hello, Chicago. Hello, William. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Steph. I'm so glad that you're here. Well, you can learn about the case. We got Ginger coming, Becca Chew. We got a few people coming that knows a lot about the case. We started getting into it, and we just got. I mean, it was like, we get you cover a third of it, and there's just so much more details and so much more involved in this case. Since Natasha, really? Wow, that's been a long time ago. Years fly by on here. We've been through a lot since then, haven't we, Steph? We've been through a whole lot. Our community is just now deciding to start rebuilding itself again, I think. Is that when, oh, in Natasha's? Me and her went around her too. Yeah. So you've not been around Chicago? You just kind of stepped back? Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Betty, for being here. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate y'all being here to mod. Ginger will be here in a minute. She's always late. That's her grand entrance. Her thing is being late. Hi, 411 now. How are you doing? Ginger will be here in a minute. That's her grand entrance. She's late, you know. Hello, Mary. How are you? I'm glad that you're here. Yeah. And Becky Chu should be here. She comes in a little bit later. She always does. And anyone that wants to come up here for 411 now, I would love if you came up here. Because I know you know a lot about the case. But yeah, we just had like Becky Chu like running down the case, and then we just talk. We just kind of go back and forth about questions that we have that we can, ask each other. Because I had so many questions that just blew my mind, just about the DNA. You know, that really did. Um, a lot of things on this case just really blow my mind. I can't believe that anyone. Yes, Becca Chu is sweet. She is a sweetheart. I love her to pieces. Me and her's known each other for a long time too. Because Stephen Avery case and Brandon Dassey, after the Watts case, I was getting into. That's the one that I picked up There's Ginger. Did you get your link in the text? Fixing to drop it again. 411 now. He's here. I'm trying to see how do I do that? I think I have to go see. Okay. I am rusty about doing all this stuff. It used to I get really, really nervous about it. I'm a lot better now. Okay, Ginger, you coming up? Hello? Let's see. Kansas Boxley, hello. Oh, Becca Chu, yeah, she comes up. She comes up and discusses the case with us because she has a lot of knowledge. Um, I was doing Stephen Avery and she's doing Brandon Dassey, and she knows so much about the case inside and out. And there's the StreamYard link. Steph, if you want to come up, 411 now, if you want to come up. There's Becca Chu. I emailed you the link, but you can just click on that one, Becca Chu. Okay. All right. That's fine. I can chit chat till then. Is Scoop with Barb in here? Hello. I didn't see her. There she is. That's my girl. I know we made it all the way around the circle and we're back to the people that we sat with before, aren't we? I am, I know that. At least I was welcome back when I came back, you know? Okay, well, come up. I put the link up there. 411 now knows a lot about this case, too. I would love for him to come up, too. Hello, girl.
Hey, you. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Let's not talk about that, okay?
Okay, I won't. I won't.
Yeah.
But with what you're doing, um, I enjoy doing. Oh, okay, 411 now. That's cool. I got in a situation like you, kind of, and then I got settled into that, and now I want to go back to living that way.
Yeah. Go back to
I
living
loved it.
celibate.
No, I loved it. I mean, like, um, just being able to move around. I got to move around a lot. And
Yeah.
there's
That's good.
Becca Chu. There's Becca
Hey,
Chu. Hello.
hey, Becca, too. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I can't be up here for too long. I'm currently picking up my B up from work, and
Okay.
yeah, but we've had quite the week. We found out this week that they won't be paying us our paycheck this whole or our whole paycheck this week. We got paid for 1 week, but not the other week. The week that I worked, we didn't get paid. We got paid for. We didn't get paid for.
Oh.
So I didn't
So,
get a paycheck this past week. That's
is your
nice.
job like having problems or?
Yeah, financial difficulties.
No.
Yeah, we're seeing a little more and more of it. Yeah.
Oh no. I hope that works out.
But I work for a
Oh.
nationwide company, except for it's not like I'm not
Uh-huh.
nation. I don't. My company I work for isn't nationwide. It's local, but it's part
Uh-huh.
of a nationwide franchise.
Okay. And they want me to introduce y'all. This is Becca Chu in the right hand corner at the top. And then oh no, Becca Chu's at the bottom, isn't she? And then we have Steph at the top. That's
Mhm.
Stephanie. She has a channel too.
My channel is Steph's random mess.
And Becca Chu, you have a channel. Tell them a little bit about your channel.
Hold on a minute.
I
Let me go
think
to a different
Becca
tab.
Chu is still busy.
Is she still busy? Okay. Well, Becca Chu, she's got a channel, Brandon Dassey. She covers Brandon Dassey, and she has merchandise from Brandon Dassey, and she puts out postcards and stickers and T-shirts uh, for Brandon Dassey, and she organizes everything like the rally and things like that. I think she's like the organizer of the group. But Becca Chu's the one that got me, listening to Brandon Dassey's, case. And then I
Hey,
just did a deep.
I'm gonna jump on the computer and I'll be right back up.
Okay. All right. Hi, Hemi. Let's see. And I guess that Ginger's coming up. It looks like I don't know where she went. I don't know what happened to her. She went somewhere. She'll be back.
I can drop a link to my channel before I have to leave.
Okay, y'all do
If
that.
that's cool with Broken.
That's
Or
cool.
Ginger and a lot of other people have my channel link.
Can you drop it? And can you go in and get 411 Now's channel for me too?
Connect. Yep, I'm connecting so that way I can type on chat. So
Okay. Okay.
I guess I haven't done that in a minute, so they're making me
Oh
redo it.
no.
Continue.
Okay, there's my other. Well, I don't know where she went.
Continue.
Okay. Well, I guess she's gonna come up here. Oh. Wonder why it's doing that. Is your oh, okay. Got you. Hang on.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was a nice short notice. We got like a 4-hour notice that half of us wasn't even gonna get paid this week.
Oh no.
Yeah. So bills and everything just out the
That makes
window.
it
Don't forget
hard.
about those. We don't need to pay our rent and our bills.
Right. And they
Um,
think it's not. I mean, in the way corporate or companies act like that, they're the ones that are suffering, not their employees that don't have paychecks.
All
I
right,
hope you get it worked out, though. I hope
real
everything.
quickly, real quickly, Cheryl. So I'm gonna click share, and then something
Okay.
should pop up on your end saying share the screen or something like that. Kind of where the guests
Okay.
are.
there's my link.
Will it be on the guests? Okay, there's Stephanie's link. Okay, so it'll pop up.
Yeah, do you see like something that says like share
No.
screen or something like that? Because I'm trying
No.
to share it, but you have to approve it.
Oh, okay. No, it's not. Let me
How
see.
about
Let me see if it be under private chat, stream info, settings,
would it be under
layout.
guests maybe?
Hey, Broken, will you
Under what?
turn up Becca Chu's mic? We can barely hear
You
Becca
can't
Chu.
hear
Okay.
me? Sorry.
Very barely.
Okay, it's not. Okay, yes, I got it.
You got it?
Yes. I think that did that.
Or Becca Chu,
Yeah,
do
that's
you
it.
know how to turn up your mic?
I'm not sure.
Go into if you click. Are you on your phone?
No, I'm on the computer now.
Okay, then go to settings. Go to mic, and then you should be able to adjust your mic settings. Am I the only one that can't hear her?
Is
Really?
this better?
I can hear
Um,
her, but it is low.
Keep going. Talk
Keep going.
up. Yep. More.
Is that better?
That's much better. I can hear you now.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's much better.
Cool.
Okay.
So go ahead and click the message on the chat that says I'm back stage.
Okay, click
Yeah.
it.
Click it again. Make it go away. There you go.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, you guys, this is on my channel, Brendan Talks 2.0. And over here, I have a bunch of stuff, but here's where the Brendan interrogations are. Oops.
Okay.
So here's the playlist. So which one did you want to watch?
The first one where they did the very first one.
The very first
I want to go.
interrogation?
Yeah, I want to go from the beginning where they
All right.
started
Becca Chu,
with him.
Yeah.
do you personally know this person, or is this just a case local to you that you're interested in?
I consider Brendan a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
So I do know him. I've never met him in person, but we've been talking for about 9 years now.
Uh-huh.
So they're pretty good friends.
Okay. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
look into this. I'm gonna have to go through and download all your videos for this because I don't know nothing
Yes,
much
you
about this case.
are.
And honestly, I'm gonna have to hop down and probably get ready to take off. So,
Okay. Will you come
Becca, will
back
you drop
next
your link?
Saturday? We'll be back next Saturday, so you can come back and be on panel, and
I'm not sure what that
you can
is.
learn about the case along with, I'm learning more about it as we go. So,
Okay. Will you drop your link in chat so that way I can have your link? I think I'm subscribed to you already though.
Who, me?
um,
Yeah, Becca too.
I can't drop a link. I'm sorry. I'm not a mod or anything. But
Oh, okay.
if you go
Let me try to go grab it.
I was going to say, if you go to brendandassey.com, I have all sorts of links to all sorts of things that I do.
Okay, I will go do that. I'll grab your link. I'll drop it in chat, and then I'll have to skedaddle because I got to start heading home.
okay. Thank you for
okay.
dropping the link. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good
Yeah,
night,
thank you,
guys.
Steph. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, Steph, I don't know. Oh, 411 now. Can you drop? Oh, wait. Ew, I might knock myself off if I try to do it.
Do what?
Go out, go to YouTube. Honey, can I use your phone? I just need to drop a link. 411 now's link. I can go on my husband's phone and do it.
Good gravy, woman. Good gravy.
What? Not Ginger. There's Ginger. And everybody, this is Ginger, and Ginger has a channel. Hers is a positive, uplifting channel. I know. I'm almost there. I think. I need to work with two. Like have like two phones or a computer in my phone.
Girl, when I'm running a live, I told you I got my laptop open. I got my big TV on so I can read the chat because I'm blind as a bat. Then I got my phone on.
I want to do that with my television.
That's what I do. I have my TV up, and then I have my laptop on, and then I have my phone with chat so that I can mod or drop links. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a multitasker.
I am not used to multitasking. I have gotten out of that. I'm gonna have to do that again though. Okay. Now. Well, they'll do it. There we go. Okay, this is 411 Now's link. And this is Becca Chu's link. Let me take care of this and then I'll come back. I'll be there in just a second.
You know what? Once you get to know Steph, man, she is an amazing person, Beck. She
Becca
just is.
Chu.
Yeah,
She
she
is.
is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen her out here for years, and then once I was like, I don't know, man. But once I got to know her and gave her a shot, I love her to death.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but I think I just got caught up in the bullshit and
I get it. We all
did
do.
some things that I, looking back on, I'm not necessarily proud of. So I am sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings out here.
Well, we're not all of us aren't proud of some things that we've done in the past, but those are in the past, you see.
I think it takes a while for some people to get their sea legs out here, really.
Hello,
You know what I mean?
Marie 21.
Hey, Marie.
Did you want to come up, Marie? Because I wanted Marie to come up. I love Marie's voice.
Oh, man, I love Marie.
Yeah, how did you guys want to do this with the video? Did you want me just to press play and then?
Yes.
And then if you
Yes.
guys need to say something, I'll pause it and you can say something because the video.
Yes.
I just want to give you guys a preface it for this video. Here is basically Brendan and his brother. This is after Teresa Hallbuck and all that. I can't remember 100% if Steven was arrested yet. I think he may have been. But so Brendan is in the car and it's late at night and he's with his brother Blaine. No, Brian. I get the brothers mixed up. Brian. And I think his brother Brian was like 19 or 20. And they were up near Crivets, which is where there's a cabin that the family, which is up north, they call it, which is like a couple of hours from where they actually live. And the police basically pulled them over and separated Brendan and Brian. So Brendan is in the back of a police car. He doesn't have any adults with him. He doesn't have, no parents, no lawyer, no nothing. So this is the first time. Let me look, actually. Yeah, this is the first time Brendan actually spoke to the police.
Okay.
So.
All right. Just go ahead anytime you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just press play. And like I said, if you guys need to say something, I'll pause it. Also, there's going to be like a really annoying tick, 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 tick noise. And we call it the tick, tick video. It's like the police car has like their emergency light on or something. So it does get kind of annoying. And I haven't heard a version where they don't have it, unfortunately. So.
Okay. And you can just stop the video whenever you feel like it.
Well, I was just going to press play, and I'll let if somebody wants to say something, just speak up, and then I'll pause. So it's
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Brendan, your last name is Dassey, Dassey. Yeah. Initials R. What's your middle name?
My middle name?
Yeah.
Ray.
Okay, and you live at 12930 Avery Road, number A, 2 Rivers, Wisconsin. Your date of birth is 10/19 of 89. So you just turned 16 years old? Okay. You understand you're not under arrest. You're free leaving any time. And, just want to ask you some questions concerning what we talked to everybody else, but we haven't talked to you two. Okay? Last Monday, now you live with your mom, Barb, right? Barb is Steve's sister, Chuck's sister, and Earl's sister, right? Last Monday, do you remember seeing this girl at all?
I was at school.
You're at school until 3 o'clock?
And the bus ride is 45 minutes.
Okay. After school, you come home. Did you see Steve at all?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he was doing or where he was or anything like that?
He was working.
Where was he working?
The Avery Auto Salvage.
So he was down at the garage or shed, or do you know that for sure? Because he tells us he was in his house.
Well, he went down there to get some cords for his mom.
Some what?
Some cords for the TV.
Okay, on Monday? Tell me about that. What's the story behind that?
Because he was getting a new TV with Direct TV, and he gave her his old one. So he went back because he forgot the cords for it, and he gave it to her.
And this was on Monday?
That's what I think.
Okay, Halloween is Monday. Remember that? So knowing that it was Halloween, does that help you at all? So you're not certain if it was Monday? Have they talked about, have you guys talked about this whole thing at all as far as what you think might have happened?
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, this may just be me, but does it seem like this officer's leading him?
Yes.
My personal opinion is that he's testing him out to see what kind of information he can get from Brendan and how he can approach Brendan. Because his demeanor changes like 180 on Brendan, and then all of a sudden he becomes like the biggest asshole.
Oh, really?
No offense, but he's already coming off as an a-hole.
Oh yeah, he's coming off as a jerk. He's authoritative, I should say, but he literally lays into poor Brendan.
Like he's trying to trip him up already. So
yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, and like I said, he's only 16. He's in the back of a police car.
Yep.
His older brother is not anywhere to be seen. So when he says you are free to go at any time, do you think a 16-year-old is going to think like, oh, I can just open this police car door and get out of this car and
Right.
end this interview?
Right.
You know, so I just
And
want to.
Scared.
Stephanie wants to know what was he charged with again?
He was charged with. He was convicted of rape, murder, and mutilation of a body.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so those are his official charges. Which is funny
Some heavy duty
because
charges.
Stephen actually was only charged with murder because in Stephen's case, they couldn't prove that any rape actually happened. But because Brendan said it in the confession, that's why he was charged with it. But there's actually no proof that rape actually happened by anybody.
Right. There
So
really isn't any proof that anything happened by either one of them, really.
well, there's no actual evidence that shows that Brendan was involved.
Right, at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen wasn't. He was only charged with murder. He was not charged with rape or anything like that.
Right.
Because you couldn't prove it, you know.
No. Okay.
Alrighty.
You ever see this girl before?
I just knew about it on Thursday because my mom called me and told me to turn on channel 11.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see her vehicle, though? Never from before or even now or anything like that? So you know nothing about this at all? Do you know about that van that your mom was trying to sell? Who was trying to sell that, your mom or Steve? How does she do that? You familiar with how she does that? Do you know if, were there any problems that you know of down in the yard where somebody might have been back there some night last week?
Just when we seen them headlights and them taillights.
Who saw headlights and taillights?
Well, Steven seen taillights Thursday night, and they turned back and he went to go see if they were still there, and they weren't. And Friday when me and Chucky were leaving to come up here, he seen headlights by his house.
So you guys called down to Steve? Did Chuck get a hold of Steve right away or no?
Mm-hmm.
So right as soon as he called me, how many times did he call him?
Once.
And then did Steve call back? How soon after Chuck called him did Steve call back?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, and what did Steve tell him, you know? Okay.
Where did you see the headlights that night?
I didn't see him. Chucky did.
I thought you came up with Chuck.
Yes, I came up with him, but he seen him.
He seen him. You didn't. You never seen him. Okay.
And this,
Did he tell you about where they were? Over by the compactor? You just called Steve and said, "Hey, there's headlights back." He didn't say where.
Well, he got out.
Okay, where were you about?
Like a little past the mailbox.
So which? I'm not positive on the layout, but is that Chuck's house is up in the top, in the front, or on Avery Road there?
Yeah, you just go straight.
If you keep going straight past there, down towards where the compactor is and
Yeah.
stuff. So he went over there, didn't see anything? Okay. Then he called Steve. Told Steve to go check on it. I didn't hear. What did he tell Steve to do?
To go check down there.
Okay.
do you know of anybody that was target practicing down at the pit at all?
On rabbits, that's it.
When was that?
I don't know what day, but Earl and his friend was down there hunting for rabbits.
Last week? You sure?
I think it was like Thursday or Wednesday.
Who was his friend?
Bob Fabian.
Did you see them down there hunting or you just heard that they were down there hunting?
I just heard it from Grandma.
Okay. So they were down in the yard hunting for rabbits. What about a car deer? A deer that was out hit by a car?
Yeah, my brother claimed it.
Okay, so someone hit it. You don't know who
This
hit
brother?
No, Bobby.
Bobby?
And then that deer, was that cleaned someplace? Where was that cleaned out at?
Right where it was hit.
So it was gutted out there? And then where was it brought to?
I don't know. That's all I heard.
Okay, so it wasn't done in your garage, was it? You don't know? Okay.
Does Bobby live with you? At your mom's house? You didn't see the deer and it's not in the freezer or nothing?
We were going on the highway, come up here, and Chucky was listening to the monitor, and he heard about it. He was gonna call for it, but
4-6 traffic.
Sorry, I can't see you.
183 John.
All right. So when was it that the deer was hit?
Friday.
Friday it was? Okay. So Friday, you were on your way up, so you wouldn't have seen the deer? Okay. Have you talked to your mom at all? You haven't talked to your other brother
Bobby?
since you've been up here?
I don't think so.
Did Bobby ever say anything about seeing her that Monday? No?
What happened to your nose, man?
I got scratched by a dog.
What dog?
My brother, Bobby. The little black one.
A little black one? A mutt? Yeah. When did that happen? Thursday night.
Brian.
Okay.
Puppy.
Puppy?
2-5 of 68.
He paid $450 for it.
$450? What the hell is it?
Dog that for goose hunting.
Like a lab? Oh. So,
Level 7, 9 at 10-6.
obviously you've been hearing what's going on, huh? What's anybody saying at your place? Okay. How do you think that car got there?
Probably planted it.
Someone planted it, you think? Or is that what they're thinking?
That's what everybody's thinking.
That's what everybody's thinking? Everybody in the family? Okay. That was your mom's van. Did your mom know about? Was she the one who wanted to sell that? So she told your uncle, Steve, he wanted to sell it? And what did he say to her? I'll take care of it, or? Yeah.
2071 item, no on. Vehicle registered to Brian. Manitowoc.
Because she had to work on Monday, so Steve said he'd take care of it for her. Now, did she call Auto Trader, or did Steve? You don't know? All right.
Item on the DL, OWI,
You didn't, what time did you get home from school on Monday? 8:45. And you remember Monday quite well? Why do you remember it? Just because you didn't know what you did on Monday?
I was just sitting around playing games.
After school? What were you playing?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2? You got a particular game you like?
Well, Blaine just bought one, and it's called American Chopper.
Who's Blaine?
My other brother is
Oh, your fourth brother. How old is he?
not older. He's a little older than me.
Okay, so you're about the same age?
He'll turn 17 in December 3rd.
Okay. So Blaine just bought a new game on Monday, was it?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to pause it. But
okay.
I wanted to bring up too, like if you pay attention to the questions about the brothers, there's a particular part in here where he said fourth brother. Oh, there's a fourth brother. Actually, there's three brothers. But he asks Brendan later in this, like, so you have 4 brothers, right? And Brendan says, yeah. But he actually has 3 brothers. So I think the cop is like testing him to see like how agreeable he is, basically.
Right. And he's
Oh,
skipping around. I noticed that he's skipping around a lot to it adds confusion, and then he
Right.
asks the same question again,
hmm
and Brandon has gotten confused. It's obvious because he says he has 4 brothers. That's
Mary,
confusing.
Suggestibility.
hey Mary.
Right.
Suggestibility.
I know that Brendan, yeah, he has a stepbrother, but he doesn't consider that in this. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, it's just, yeah, he doesn't. When he names off when the guy names off the brothers, he'll say the brothers, and he'd be like 4, right? Blaine, Bobby, and Brian, and then Brendan would say, yeah.
See.
So I think he was, like I said, I think he was testing to
Mhm.
see like how agreeable Brendan can be with information and agreeing with him or providing him what he wants to hear.
How easy it is to get Brandon to say things that too. I
Right.
think.
So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
gauging his suggestibility
Yes,
and
he is.
how that.
And Brendan has
Mhm.
been proved to be because we all know he has a intellectual disability. He has a thing with vocabulary and words. He has a hard time processing too much at once. So when you ask him like all these series of questions over and over again, yeah, that gets confusing for him because he's still stuck on the first or second question in his head.
Mhm.
So that's why these interviews are also important, because you realize like he doesn't know what he's agreeing to anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, I've done a live on that before. If you look into it, memory is malleable. You can alter people's memories by suggesting things too.
Yeah, you
I
can.
mean,
Right.
especially the more susceptible they are to suggestion. So we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's true, especially with Brendan. He like that's why I'm saying they keep asking the same questions over and over again, because every time he gives a slightly different answer, then they turn around and say, "But you said it was this."
Mhm.
Well, he's a kid. He doesn't know. And they're also asking him questions like, how would a kid know what mom and Uncle Steven talked about with a car that's being sold? Like,
Right.
he's a kid. Like, why? You wouldn't know that. But Brendan's also
And
guessing at a lot of this.
and a lot of the kids, even if they're in the same room, if they're playing video games and if they were talking about that in front of him, he would kids don't pay attention to that stuff.
Right.
They're playing their game, you
Yeah, a
know?
lot of this
No,
is him guessing. But
Yes.
they're treating him like an adult. Like, oh,
Right.
he would know. But
But
anyway.
they're setting him up to where he feels like they want him to guess at it. I think.
Yeah. Well,
So,
This sometime during the week, but you don't remember if it was Monday or not.
I think I accidentally.
mhm.
You were gonna have a bonfire on Thursday. He pretty much is up here all the time. Why did you guys decide to come up, Mark?
I was helping Chucky
What's he doing?
getting wood.
Getting firewood. So you guys are gonna cut wood this weekend? All right. You work at the auto salvage at all? You don't?
Well, I worked there a little bit, but that was just to get some wood for because we were gonna have a bonfire on Thursday.
You were gonna have.
All right. I also want to point this out because he said we're having a bonfire on Thursday, and Thursday is not Halloween night.
Right.
I can look it up real quick and let you guys know what Halloween night was back then, if you give me a second.
Okay.
But Thursday, I think it was like Friday or Monday, but Thursday was not Halloween night. So he's saying that they're planning on doing a bonfire. They were planning on doing a bonfire on Thursday night, which is supposedly the bonfire that was involved with Teresa. But the narrative, the state's narrative, is that this bonfire was on Halloween night.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So Brendan's already telling you, okay, it was Thursday. It was supposed to be Thursday night, but then later they're going to be like, oh, but Halloween.
Right.
Let me see.
So did they ever confuse him to the point where that he thought it was Halloween night? The bonfire happened later?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did the whole family. Even Stephen Avery himself first originally said that the bonfire did not happen on Halloween night. Yeah. And it wasn't until there was a phone call with Barb and Stephen where Barb was like, no, it was Halloween night. And Stephen was like, no, it wasn't Halloween night. But that's because the cops convinced Barb, who then later convinced Brendan and Stephen that, yeah, no, there was a fire. But there wasn't.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. When was Halloween 2000? What was that? 5 or 6?
6. Wasn't it? It was 6. Wasn't it?
It was on a Tuesday. Let me say 5, actually. It was Monday. Either way, either if it was 2005 or 2006, Halloween night was on Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
It wasn't on a Thursday. It was on Monday. Thank you, Mary.
And they were, this family was intimidated a lot because, they were like, well, if the cops are saying it must be true,
Right. Well, and I think a lot of different cops talked to different family members and basically turned them all against each other in ways, and basically gaslit a lot of them into thinking some way over another way. So it was just very confusing for a lot of them. So I don't really blame them for, for instance, Barb saying, no, there was a bonfire on Halloween night. I don't think she said that, to try to trip them up. I think the cops tripped her up, and then, she then was like, no, it has to be true because, they're saying it's true,
A lot of psychological mind
we
games.
missed you.
Hey, Molly.
Yeah, it's a lot of psychological involved in this.
Yes, they used a lot of psychology on them, and I just think that it's so wrong to mess with people's minds, especially planting stuff that's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so wrong. This was just so wrong all the way around.
Yeah. But, all right, I'm going to press play.
Okay.
I have a bonfire on Thursday? On this past Thursday. Or on this Thursday coming up. Last week Thursday you're going to have a bonfire? Where? Did you have that bonfire? Why not? Why?
Because he said that we were going to graduate from school and they were going to be failures.
Okay. When did he
It's really hard to hear, Brandon.
Tuesday you said that to her?
It is. I'm sorry.
Why did they get in that fight? You don't know? You don't know what started it?
There is a side note to this if you guys are interested on the website brendandassey.com. If you go under case files, I have the transcript to this interview, or at least the report, if you guys need to read that. A lot of the interviews I have, the audio interviews, I also have the transcript that goes along with it. Because sometimes even I have to, because Brendan does a lot of mumbling and a lot of yeahs, and sometimes that's hard to pick up on. And plus, a lot of his communication is more physical than, shrugging or shaking his head yes or no, and they don't, they don't say in the thing, can you not do that? Can you speak up or anything like that?
Right.
So.
Right. Okay.
Do you like your uncle,
Yeah.
Steven? Well, why would he say something like that about you? So your aunt or your mom was pissed off at Steven for saying that on Tuesday, so you guys couldn't have a bonfire on Thursday?
Yeah.
Why?
She wouldn't let us see him for. And she went up there to settle it, and then on Thursday night, and then we weren't gonna have the bonfire.
What do you mean by she went up there to settle it?
To figure stuff out.
I guess I still don't understand. What were they settling?
That's all
That's all you know is that she went up there to settle something? To his house? And she wouldn't allow you to have the bonfire. And your mom doesn't know anything about this woman either? Didn't hear anything about her? Being missing? I mean, you guys obviously heard about it on TV before they found your vehicle. When did they find the vehicle?
I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday. But you heard about it on TV on Thursday? Okay,
She was missing.
right. Was your uncle on the TV when you watched it? When you found out about her missing? No? So what'd they say about that? I'll just catch you up to speed. They were going to have... Where were you? You said you were working up by the sheds or something to get wood for a bonfire on Thursday? But his mom wouldn't let him have a bonfire Thursday night because Steven pissed her off by telling her, or they got in some kind of fight, right? She wanted to settle it on Thursday with Steven, and she wouldn't allow them to have a bonfire.
Point. We get some kind of memo that if it's in the inside, it's supposed to have the battery disconnected. That's what people need to do or not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Glove up, that's all.
Yeah.
Before he lets it totally loose, give it a high look. Give it a high look underneath.
Make sure there's no parts under it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to crawl under it.
Yeah. So there was an argument between Steve and Grandma?
No,
Or mom?
Steve and Mom.
Your mom?
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday.
No, this was Tuesday, right?
What was the argument about, do you know?
So you said it was because you wouldn't amount to anything. Or is that just part of it?
What? When they were arguing, Steven brought up that me and Blaine weren't gonna graduate for school.
Okay. You don't know what they were arguing about? Did your mom never said?
Did it involve you guys or did it involve Steve and your mom only? And they said you couldn't have a bonfire on Tuesday? Thursday.
Where were you going to hold the bonfire?
In his backyard.
Steve's backyard? Okay. Does Steve ever drive or do you guys ever drive the golf cart? Grandma's golf cart? You never drive it?
She won't let me drive it.
She won't let you drive it? Does anybody else ever get to drive it?
She
Yeah, right. She drives it, but does anybody else drive it? Never seen anybody else take it anywhere?
get them back.
Huh?
Get them back to the cabin. We'll talk to go over there.
Anything else you want to ask him? All right, what we're gonna do is just take you guys back to the cabin, okay? How old's your other brother here? He's 20. Does he live at home yet? Who was home at your house on Monday?
Just Bobby.
Just Bobby was home. And how long was he home?
Till
3? Bull hunting or goose hunting? With what?
His friend,
With his friend? What's his friend's name?
Mike Osmondson.
Mike Osmondson. Did he say anything about seeing this gal? Does Mike work? He does? Where does he work? Or not Mike, your brother? Bobby.
I don't know her name, but
You take the bus to school? Where's it drop you off? On the road? You get dropped off from school on Monday. You walk down the driveway to go home, right? Was that green Toyota vehicle by your house? You're sure?
Okay. So Bobby's at home. What hours does he work?
third shift.
Oh, so he doesn't usually wake up until the afternoon or something? So when he wakes up, he gets ready to go goose hunting at 3? He told you he went at 3, or did you see him go? Oh, no, you were at school yet. He told you he went at 3?
He always does it every day.
Every day he goes at 3 o'clock, goose hunting? Did he get any geese that night? No. So him and the same guy go goose hunting every night?
And Mike's brothers.
Mike, and Mike's brothers? Okay. And he seen her vehicle there when he left, he said? You don't know?
Okay. It's not too often that somebody's standing by your house, by the field, taking pictures of the van. You got dropped off from school. How many other people are in that school bus?
So I just wanted to pause and say this is where the 2 cops switch places. One cop leaves the car. That's why you heard the door open and close, and then another cop sits down. And now you hear the bad cop routine. So like the first cop was like the good cop. Now we're hearing the bad cop. So that's why his demeanor changed, where he's like, well, people don't just stand in yards and take pictures. Like, you should have noticed. But so he's going to start giving Brendan a real hard time.
And Ginger, you know what you said about you would file a complaint. I filed complaint after complaint. They just went in the trash can. They don't care. I mean, they have control over everything. They
Well, I
went
get it, but
around me.
oh, I get it, but there's other ways around too. I'd be going over that one's head, over that one's head. I'd take my ass all the way to city council if I had to. You know?
Well, they
Boom, boom.
kicked my ass all the way to city council. Let me tell you, I almost got put in
Right?
jail.
Right?
You do know that since all this has happened, a lot of different states have made it to where it's illegal to talk to a minor without a lawyer or parent present because of what happened to Brendan.
See,
And
that
that's
was
wonderful.
always the case. That was always the case in my state. My state's always been like that, even when I was a minor, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
So
I
it
don't
depends
know.
on the state.
You really got to look at, and either way, you got to tell your kids not to talk to any cop or anything like that
Right.
without you
Mm-mm.
I've
or a
noticed a lot of
parent.
parents are talking to their kids about this stuff too now.
Yeah.
Well, they have laws in school here. Like they can't question your children without you.
I
Hmm.
hope
Yeah.
so.
And you know what was great? It was a high school principal that told me that.
Well, and
Yeah.
Becca Chew, didn't his counselor not want to leave him alone with the cops when they went to the school?
Do what?
Didn't his counselor not want to leave him alone with them?
Oh, the school let them know, like, go right up there. We'll even give you a classroom where you can interview
Oh,
this
really?
kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they didn't give a shit. I'm
Oh, okay.
sorry, the dog is.
It's okay.
Yeah, no,
We're
they were
we're
very
good on their
accommodating to the
background
police.
noises. People kind of, they used to complain about background noises, your kids or your dog, and I'm just like, you know what? If I'm sorry, but we have background noises here because we have lives that goes on. So if you get offended by background noises, we're sorry ahead of time. Hello, hippie sissy.
Yeah, the dog likes to bark at the cat. The dog's a puppy, and he just wants to play with everything. So he starts barking because
Oh
he's
yeah.
telling like, "Play with me, play with me."
Mine wait till I'm on the live too long and then she wakes up and then starts complaining. She does it every time. Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press. Did you guys have like a
Okay.
time limit on this? Did you want to finish it all tonight or what?
How long is it?
It's like almost 2 hours.
Oh,
It's an hour and
y'all
20
play
minutes.
hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we're like 20 minutes in.
What do you think? Yeah, we'll do the whole thing an hour left.
Yeah,
That's
that's fine.
cool.
I just didn't know if.
Okay.
All right.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I can sit here for an hour. I don't.
You know what?
Okay.
I know where it's special to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
Me
no, that's all
either.
good. So,
Okay. Cool.
Oh, 56.
Plus a school bus driver, right? When you're dropped off, it's such an event that someone's standing in your field taking a picture of that van. That you remember that too, don't you? Bus driver remembers it. The kids on the school bus remember it. The girl taking pictures. You remember that?
Well, I wasn't looking.
Huh?
I wasn't looking in the field.
You got off that bus and started walking towards your house.
But sometimes I'm talking to plane.
Yeah. You remember that girl taking that picture. You're getting off the bus. It's a beautiful day. It's daylight, and everybody sees it. You do too. Do you remember seeing that girl standing there taking a picture?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Brandon, come on.
You do know, don't you?
Brandon.
You're not going to disappoint any of us. Think about that girl. Was that girl standing there taking a picture that day? It's either yes or no. I mean, I'm not putting nothing in your mind. You tell me if you remember that girl standing there taking a picture.
Yeah.
Was she? Huh?
He said he
Why
didn't
won't you tell
remember,
me?
didn't he?
I was just trying.
yeah, he said 2 or 3 times, and he gave 2 or 3 reasons why he probably wouldn't remember. I was talking to Blaine. I wasn't paying attention. Whatever. And then he's like, the
And they
bus
just
driver saw it. The kids saw it. The bus driver's testimony is bogus to me. If you guys ever, I have like a video on my channel where I'm walking from the cul-de-sac where they drop the kids off all the way down to where Brendan's house would be. There'd be no way you could tell like things that the bus driver said that she saw. So, but the cop just was like, well, the bus driver saw the lady standing there and taking pictures. You know, and what do you mean you didn't? Well, maybe because he wasn't paying attention. But the cop
And
keeps
He's
twisting
a
it like you're
here's
teenager.
the
lying.
thing: did you catch what he said too? The cop. I'm not trying to plant
What?
anything in your head, as he was trying to plant it in his head.
Right.
Right.
Well, he's basically telling them you had to have seen the bus driver, and if you haven't seen the bus driver, then I think you're lying. So, you know, Brendan's going
And,
to start interpreting this as, oh shit, that's not the answer he wanted to hear.
so, yeah, he just keeps on. They just keep on at him until he tells them what they're trying to drill in his head. I mean, it just kills me. He said he didn't know. He doesn't know. Why keep on asking unless you want to make him tell you what you want to hear? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry when an authority figure, is going at you that hard, and then they're telling you, "I'm not trying to put anything in your head." They are telling you exactly what they're doing. They're
right.
putting it in your head,
Mm-hmm.
but they're trying to
And
make
Raymond said in
you
one of his
agree.
interviews that they got in his head. He did say that. It does me too, Hippie Sissy. It reminds me of my hometown. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, did you see her standing there taking a picture?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that? You're scared? Huh?
Yeah.
Why are you scared about
Sorry, I do want to say he just admitted, yeah, I did see her take the picture. So
Oh
now
no.
so that's what I mean. The cop was like, "What do you mean you didn't see her? It's impossible. You had to have seen her. You had to have seen her. Everybody else saw her. What do you mean you didn't see her?" And now he's like, "Yeah, fine. I saw her taking pictures." Well, why did you lie to me? Now
He
he's
just
starting
See?
that
manipulated.
whole thing. Why did you lie? Are you scared? Do you know something? Did you do something?
You just manipulated him into saying something he wanted to hear.
Yeah, he said something incriminating, so now they can keep going.
Right.
standing there that girl took that picture?
Hi,
Now,
Dave.
did you see her standing there taking a picture when you got off that bus? Okay. What day was that?
Monday,
What time did you get off the bus?
3:45.
What was she taking a picture of?
The van.
Was her vehicle there too? What happened to that girl?
She left.
She didn't leave. What happened to that girl?
Well, she stayed there 5 minutes, and then she left.
No, that's what you're being told to say.
Brandon,
What happened to that girl?
That's all I know.
Brandon. What happened to the girl, bro?
Mm.
But you think he did it?
Well, I
What
don't know.
happened to the girl?
I don't know. That's all I know.
He has no idea what happened to the
Click the
girl.
wrong tab. Okay. This part actually really breaks my heart because did you guys hear the way he said, "You really think he did it?" Like it sounded like he was gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think at this point Brendan's starting to realize that something bad is happening and that because you know that his uncle was saying this whole entire time, you know, they're setting me up and blah 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 and I'm innocent, and now these cops are trying to make him feel like Steven isn't innocent. So it's just all like coming back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not coming back to him like his memory, I mean, but like how am I trying to say it? It's all starting to occur to him that, you know, what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that he's in trouble though. He doesn't realize that. He's just thinking like, "Oh shit, is my uncle really this murderer? Did he really do that?"
Right.
And
He's confused.
yeah, and I think in about 5 minutes he's going to say, "Did he really rape her?" Like cuz he's all that is just coming to him, you know, like, "Oh
That would
shit."
come to him. It would come
Yes,
to
ma'am.
him because he went to, because he'd already been in prison for an R he'd already been accused of,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Falsely accused of.
Right.
So, of course, that's going to come to Brendan's head because that's what his uncle
Right.
was in prison for.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
not, I mean, come on. I mean,
Well, and he's probably heard community whispers. This is like
Oh
everyone saying
yeah.
this reminds me of my small town. You know, in a small town, people probably already been talking like maybe he did rape her.
Mhm.
He was accused of that rape. Maybe that were wrong. Maybe he did rape her.
And I
know?
agree with you, Kansas. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. We were talking about the
Yeah.
suggestibility.
Right.
Yep. Well, I think
Yeah.
in the first half, the first 20 minutes was the first cop gauging, like, how we can, what can we get out of this kid? And then
Right.
I think when you hear the cops switching places, I think it's because, or like getting out of the car, getting back in the car, I think it's because they're like talking to each other and saying, no, now we're going to do this, now we're going to do that.
Right.
Because the
And this
recording
is,
is in the car. We don't know what they're saying outside the car.
and they have the roles, that they play.
Yeah,
They play a role. The cops do.
they do.
Well,
Mhm.
it's all psychological warfare with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is.
All right.
Okay.
So you got off the bus, you walked down the driveway. She's still there, right? You see her, don't you?
Yeah.
Who else is out with you?
Blaine.
Who else?
That's it. That's all who goes to school.
Who's out with her?
Steven.
And what's he doing?
Talking to her. Saying how much he wants for it.
How much what?
How much money he wants for it.
Okay. Did you guys stop and talk to her too?
No, we just went in the house
And did Steve stay there with her?
for a little bit, then she left.
Now, is that what you saw, or is that what you're being told to say?
That's what I saw. And she went out the driveway and then she turned left.
Now, you just asked me a question, Brandon. You think he did it? No, you just asked me that question. Why would you ask me that? Did what?
They raped her, whatever.
That he raped her? Did she go into his house, Brandon?
No.
Did she go into your house? Brandon.
Mhm.
Did she go into your house? Where is she? Brandon, you're not telling me something.
She never came into our house.
Okay. Where is she? Brandon, listen. This girl's got a family, okay? They're really concerned. Did something happen that shouldn't have happened? Well, why are you lying to me about that? What do you mean you ain't?
I don't know where she is right now. Or maybe she ran off with her friends.
Why is her vehicle in your
Maybe
land?
someone put it there. Like a
Yeah.
family member trying to get Steven in trouble.
Like another family member?
Or probably the old police officer. The one that put him in jail last time.
A lot of this stuff that Brendan's saying, by the way, is things that he's heard his family talk about. And that's not the first time I've heard that, maybe Teresa's family is trying to make Steven look like a bad. Like, that's been kind of rumored, since the beginning. So,
Yes.
I think right now, like, why do you think this? So maybe they planted it. Maybe because these are all things he's heard.
Mhm.
Everything that he tells these cops are things that he's heard people say in his family, not necessarily information that he has. And he does
Right.
that later when the interrogators. He starts giving them information from these other cops, all the information that they've been telling him. Because they plant different things in him every time they talk to him. Like this whole medicine. She needs medicine.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah.
And they call him a liar when they manipulated him into
Well,
saying
they'll call him a liar when he says something that they didn't want him to say.
right.
Or
Exactly.
if he contradicts himself, then they'll say, "No, Brendan, last time you said this," and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and they'd be like, "Why did you say that?" They're basically trying to like make it look like, yeah,
And
It's very
confuse him.
intimidating.
They really, um, they have. I think they picked up on that they can confuse him very easily.
yeah.
And when you're confused, you don't really know what to say.
That's true. Yeah, Steven was also giving interviews. I think this very weekend, this very trip when they were up in Crivets, the news people came in at Crivets and interviewed him. And there's an actual picture of Steven, Ma Avery, and Brendan sitting at the table. And that was the weekend of this interrogation. So,
Well, and we got to keep in mind he's just barely 16.
yeah.
Um, with the mind, I'm not being mean, with the mind of maybe a 9-year-old,
No,
10-year
yeah,
old.
it's just the reality. He has his IQ is at like what, 70, 71.
hmm
And that doesn't mean he's dumb or anything. It just means his ability to learn and process things is very slow compared to
Right.
a neurotypical person with a
Yeah.
higher IQ.
Right.
Neurotypical is 90 to 100, isn't it?
90,
110,
yeah. I think it's like 99 or something, or 100 or something like that. Yeah.
which is the average IQ. And it's like,
Right.
see, my brother is, he's 80 is what
Yeah.
his is at.
Yeah.
And he lives, he has a normal life and everything. Like he's
Right.
married to 2 kids, works full time, lives in Orlando, and he just he processes things a
It's
little
just,
bit
yeah.
different.
It just means
And
you learn differently and you process things different.
mhm,
Doesn't mean you're a
Right.
dummy or stupid or you
he's
know.
very easily coerced,
Mhm.
or
hmm
people take advantage of his good nature, things
Yeah.
Right.
like that. It's very easy for people to confuse him. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
And you can tell just by his demeanor and just by over the years watching him grow up and stuff in prison and stuff. He's still the same person he was. He's still good hearted. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
You're right.
I mean, he wouldn't. You can
Yeah.
tell just by his
Everybody,
personality.
all the prisoners know he's innocent and treat him well, and they call him a good friend and guy, and
Oh,
all the
I'm glad.
guards. Yeah, the guards get along with him great because they also know he's innocent. He's not. He's not a
hmm
monster. He's this gentle person.
But I know that in prison, I know that he had to go through hell to get where he's at. I know he did
Yeah.
because
Well, I
my son
know.
ended up. Go ahead.
I not to give any personal details, or I just know that he definitely has a guardian angel on his side, and his
I'm,
experience probably wasn't as horrific as, you know what I
I'm
mean.
right. I
It
know
was
that my son, he didn't go through a lot of things that a lot of prisoners go through. He had a guardian
right.
angel too. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
but he still went through.
No, it's still
Um,
horrific. It's still a nightmare.
yeah, hmm
I'm just saying, like, I
and
know a lot of people's minds go to certain topics, and I'm just saying it wasn't like that for
yeah,
Brendan.
his
No, no,
nervous system
no,
is so correct.
That's all.
no.
But
There's always,
unfortunately, though, the reality of a kid in prison is that could have been it for him.
Right.
but you got to figure. A lot
Yes.
of people don't realize there's a lot of Reds in prison. Like Red from Shawshank
Right. Yeah.
Redemption. There's a lot of those old timers in there.
Oh
That'll
yeah.
Right.
that'll take care of people like that.
Yeah.
And try to
Right.
and take them under their wing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, no. Brendan's always it's not been like a dream come true, but it's
Right. I'm
But yeah.
thankful for all the people that took my son under their wing and protected him
Yeah, you were
until
telling
he
me
could.
about that. Yeah.
Well, until he could grow up some. He grew up in there. He spent. Um. He was barely 18 when it happened, and he spent all his good years in prison.
Yeah.
He got out. He got out when he was in his late 30s.
Yeah.
So
I know last year or the year before that when he turned I forget like how old he was or anything, but it was when he's been in prison for almost 19 years, I think.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
when he was in there for 16 years or 17 years, he said, I've been in prison longer than I've been like free.
Right. Right.
Like he finally passed that point. So that was kind of a very sad moment for him. But yeah,
Right.
just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll go ahead and press play.
Okay. Yeah,
Whose
because I'm
fingerprints
tearing
you
up.
think we're gonna find in that van or in that truck of hers? Your fingerprints gonna be in there? Blaine's? Who's her? You never went near her? Brandon, you just told me that a family member might have put that truck there to frame Steven, right?
Yeah,
Her family. Why in the hell would her family do that?
because he might get like $36 million for.
Why would her family care about that?
I don't know. Maybe it was a setup.
Let's back up a little bit. When we were asking you about that school bus, why in your mind did you not want to tell us about seeing her? Let's start with that.
Because he didn't see
Why
her?
did you not want to tell us that?
Because I had to think about it if I seen her or not. Because it was like a week ago. And I got bad memories.
Okay, but that Monday you're telling us that you saw her when you got off the school bus. And you and Blaine talked about that too, right? What did you guys say when you talked about it?
After they were done, we were going to go see how much Steven was going to sell it for. But we were saying that we were going to leave him alone.
Why were you going to leave him alone?
Brandon? Okay. Just tell the truth, okay? We're going to talk to Blaine, too. Don't worry about that.
That truck did not leave that place. It did not go out the driveway and take the left.
Brandon, what happened?
I'm saying that's what happened.
How soon after you got off the bus did that vehicle leave?
5 minutes. It takes us like 5 minutes to walk down the road.
So when you're walking down the road, is she leaving? Or when you're in the house, does she leave?
When we're right at his trailer that he's going to move into. The one that's on the side of the road. Because we had to move on the side of the road so she could pass.
So you had to walk on the side of the road so she could pass by you. And you're absolutely sure she was driving that truck?
I'm only pausing here because I just want to point something out that later, like a couple of years ago, Blaine, his brother that he was walking with, did fill out an affidavit and submitted to Kathleen Zellner, which is Stephen Avery's lawyer, saying that that is true, that he remembers walking down the road and having to step aside for a car that came by. But in the affidavit, he says that it was somehow connected to Bobby. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't necessarily believe Bobby did it, but I just want to say there was an affidavit. So I do believe that this possibly could have happened, that Brendan also, like, that's the interaction that he may have had with her. So,
Okay.
but that's my personal opinion. I don't know.
You just got done telling us, Brandon, that she was out taking pictures when you got there.
Yeah, that's what we seen.
No. When you got to your house, you went in and she still didn't leave for 5 minutes, you said. That's what you said. Now you're saying she was driving out when you were walking in. I know you're scared, okay? I understand that, all right? I'm going to try to help you, okay?
Yeah, what, take Steven away from me?
No.
Like 18 years again?
No. Okay? I don't want that to happen, but I got to know the truth.
That is the truth.
Bottom line is, we don't want that to happen. And that's why we got to do this thoroughly, and you can't hide things, okay? Because if things don't make sense, we can't stop our investigation. Do you understand that? And what you're telling us isn't making sense. And I don't want you to get caught up in something that you don't deserve to be caught up in, okay? You're a young man. You got a long life ahead of you, okay? And I understand that maybe you don't trust the police, okay? But I'm here to tell you, I don't want to get things wrong, okay? We're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. You understand?
Yeah, but everybody thinks that Steven was the last person that she's seen.
I don't. No, we're assuming that she was the last. That was the last person that she was scheduled. She was scheduled to go see other people after him, and she never made it to those other ones. Okay?
Well, I heard that someone said that she went to Green Bay to see
No.
someone.
That was her next scheduled stop, and she never made it that far. Okay? And now there's a truck on your land. Okay? So that's why we got to know exactly what you've seen. Okay? And nobody's saying that Steven did this. Okay? Nobody's saying that. But to get beyond Steven, we have to know the truth. Okay? So why don't you tell me what happened there?
I don't know what happened to her.
Okay, tell me. Tell me what you know.
I know that I came home from school. I seen her there, walked in the house. 5 minutes later, she left and turned to the right. Wait, the ice system.
That's it. Brandon, I know you're still not telling me the truth. Because I know you look all choked up to me.
Just 'cause I'm sweaty.
Are you warm? No, you look like you're want to tell me something else.
Like what?
Like the truth.
I don't know the truth.
That's all I want from you, man.
I don't know where she is right now or nothing.
I think you do. Why don't you tell me?
I don't know where she is.
I think you know what happened. I think you have an idea what happened.
Who's Blaine?
Blaine's the brother.
Brother.
Blaine or Brian?
Blaine.
Which one's he?
The brother he walked in with.
Yeah.
You got Bobby,
Brian Blaine.
Brian, Blaine, and you. So there's 5 brothers all together.
Yeah.
That's where it
Where's
is.
Blaine at today?
See, he just said you've got Bobby, Blaine, Brian, and you. So that's 5 brothers. And Brendan says, yeah, 5 of us.
Oh my
See what
goodness.
I mean? So that's how
Yeah.
easy it is to convince him,
Yeah.
trick him up and convince him of something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I know, like, Brad is also his brother, but right in this moment, he's not considering Brad. Because, like I said, the cop just went over there's Bobby, there's Blaine, there's Brian, and then there's you, right? And he's like, right. So anyway,
Wow.
but yeah, no, the ticker thing, I never thought of that, Ginger, that they purposely are letting the ticker on the car go to maybe trip him up more, because I know some, like, you guys are having a hard time with it. You know,
Hmm.
for all we know,
Well,
Brendan could be too.
here's the thing.
Right.
I mean, I'm okay. Kids. I mean, I have neurodivergent kids. Okay,
Right.
and they're sensitive to sounds. They're sensitive to uh, touch. Different textures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, even if it's a kid with ADHD or anything like that, they're neurodivergent, right?
Right.
So if they're sensitive, they have heightened senses like that. That's gonna mess the kid up a little bit.
Right.
But hey, I mean, I just know this from experience. So
Well, and like, I'm kind of like, I back in the day, you said you were like high functioning autistic, but I don't know what they call it nowadays. I've been told that that's not a correct phrase to use anymore. High functioning,
you know
but
what? It just depends. It just depends on who. We don't. How do I put that? Some get real sticky about it. But most of my the people that are the therapists and everything that work with my kids, they
yeah,
still do that. I
yeah.
mean,
Either way, that's kind of what I am. So like, the ticking
mhm,
noise doesn't, it actually comforts me, which is weird. Like, it actually relaxes my brain a bit when I hear it.
but you
So
know what it's gonna do? It's gonna but okay, think about it. When people undergo hypnosis too, right?
right, right,
A lot of times they'll set a metronome in the back that does ticking sounds,
right.
and it causes it puts people in a hypnotic state. Okay, if you're
Yeah,
in a hypnotic state, you're suggestible. It doesn't matter if you're neurodivergent,
that's
you're
true
a
too. Yeah,
normie, yeah, or anything else. It might have the same effect in that aspect with everybody else.
yeah,
You know,
that's
if
true too. Yeah, you're
you
right.
know, it could do that. It could put you in such a state that you're going to say
Well,
whatever they want you to.
I know that there's been one theory in the community that I've heard multiple times, is that at one point, um, Brendan and Blaine and Barb stayed at the Fox Hills, and I think it was after the February interrogation. But they put them up in a hotel overnight for their quote unquote protection. But there was a theory that they they interrogated Brendan some more, but didn't record it during that time at like night. And but one person even goes as far as to say that they may have injected him with something at that time, and I don't know. There's just like a lot of theories like that where they did more than
Oh,
than
I
just
get
a
it,
read
but
technique. Yeah,
but with somebody that is, has his mental capacities, they wouldn't have to inject him.
right.
I
No,
mean,
I don't
it's
think.
a, is it
Yeah.
possible? Anything's possible. Is it probable? Mm,
Well,
but
and I think that if it did happen at this point, he would have said something, and his lawyers definitely would have used that, to
good
try to
point.
get him out. So that's why I never really believe that they did that or rough him up, or because like those are the kinds of rumors that I hear a lot of. But it
But I
does.
just know. I
But
mean,
something
that's.
subtle like a ticking noise is something I never would have thought of, and that's quite possible that because it's so simple and it's so easy to
Hmm.
explain. Like, oh, well, we just
Hmm.
forgot to turn it off. You know,
Hmm.
sometimes
Hmm.
that's all it takes.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and it might work for him with other people too. I'm just, I'm just saying. It's like I just know. I mean, when I hear that chicken noise, it makes me think of metrodomes and using those in hypnosis.
Yeah,
So you know, and it might have a different effect on him. It could make him more nervous, more anxious, to where he will tell
right.
you anything to get out of the situation. You
Yeah.
know, whatever you want to hear, whatever's going to get me out of the back of this
And
car.
I think he's definitely feeling that. And the ticking might, help reinforce that. But
Mm-hmm.
you can definitely tell he gets more urgent and more, you can hear it in his voice. He's more stressed. He's, not having a good time at all. So,
Well, I mean, and you got to see how many times they're trying to trip him up, and then
yeah.
I mean, like you or I would be like, wait a minute, you're the one that suggested that to me,
Right.
you know. A 16-year-old, even a regular 16-year-old wouldn't know what they're doing, you
Yeah.
know. Not alone a kid that's no, no. So I'm thinking they knew what they were dealing with. And here's the thing, to pick him out of all the kids,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
come on.
they're talking to Brian as
Yeah,
they're
but
talking to Brendan. So
yeah, but
they talk
is
to
he a
all.
suggestible?
Well, that's what I think they're trying to figure out is that whose alibi works with Steven's alibi, one, and then two, what information can I get out of these boys or manipulate out of these boys?
Mm-hmm.
So
Bingo.
they do talk to almost everybody in the family.
Uh-oh, you're echoing.
Okay, is it better now? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
You're
Am
just
I echoing
echoing.
now? Okay, I'll turn my mic off. I'm on my husband's phone. Mine died.
Oh.
I shut down YouTube, but I don't know. I'll just mute my mic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Betty. I know it wouldn't be the same if I didn't knock myself off somehow. Okay.
Okay. So I'll go ahead.
With his boss.
Huh?
With his boss working.
Where's he work?
He's a landscaper.
Where?
By Lake Michigan there.
He's a landscaper, works for a landscaper by Lake Michigan.
Close to that, yeah.
Do you know what the guy's name is that he works for?
Mike Cornelli.
Who?
Mike Cornelli.
Mike Ronelli? Okay, he works for a Mike Ronelli Landscaping, and they're probably...
Is that girl alive, Brian?
I hope she is.
Is she?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do know Brian. Were you involved in this? You sure? Who was? Brandon. This is gonna play itself out, man.
You said something about someone moving from one trailer to another. Who's moving?
Steven.
Where's he moving from and to?
Well, he was going to clean out some cars right where we live, and he was going to put the house right there.
What's that now?
The house, he was going to put the trailer right by where we live. He was going to clean some cars out right where Avery Auto Salvage is there.
Okay.
He was going to put it right there.
Did he start doing some work down there to make that happen? Is there another trailer there?
Well, there's one there. He's going to
Huh?
might get rid of it and get a different one, but
Okay, so not that he's moving from one trailer into another one. Just one location to another location. Okay. He didn't do any improvement, like dig it up or anything like that? Okay. All right, no big deal.
I just want to point out that trailer that Brendan's talking about is called the Blue Trailer in the case files. And there is some suspicions that whatever happened to Teresa, what did happen in the Blue Trailer, which was full of Steven's junk. It was like his storage thing. It was a rundown trailer, and his plan was to move into that trailer next to Barb's house so he didn't have to pay rent anymore to the person that the property that his actual red trailer was on was not actually part of the salvage yard. He was actually renting it from somebody. I can't remember the guy's name, but and then when Steven was arrested, that's the trailer that we see Jody in the documentary Making a Murder. But yeah, the blue trailer, they feel like Rolly. Yes, thank you, Mary. And the blue trailer, the dog, the scent dogs that they brought in and all that, the cadaver dog, or I forget exactly which dog it was, but there is a trail that leads to the blue trailer, so that's why a lot of people think that the killer, whoever it was, could have actually murdered her there, but it's just another. They never followed up on the blue trailer. I think they searched it, but they never really found any what they, I guess, figured noteworthy evidence. But it's interesting though, as if, like, let's say someone did, nab her and threw her in that trailer and did something to her. They could have gotten a lot of her stuff from there and planted it in the yard. So I don't know. But I just wanted to bring that up. That's the blue trailer he's talking about.
Yeah, but if they found stuff in there, they would have a heyday with it.
Well, if they found stuff, and what I'm saying is if they found stuff in there, they probably wanted to still plant it in Steven's trailer or Steven's bill, because I think they were trying to build a narrative that she went into his trailer.
Yeah, but they could have still went with it if they found stuff in the blue trailer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does this make sense? I mean, because it would even connect it stronger because it's actually on the property.
Right. Well, the only thing is that I also think at this point they don't necessarily want Brendan to say he did it. They want Brendan to say that Steven did it. So I think it would have been harder for them to connect when he says, "Oh, I saw her go into Steven's trailer." So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, honestly.
I think that they were just, throwing spaghetti at the wall.
I think so too. That's why I mean, like, I don't think, maybe I am wrong, because I don't think there wasn't a lot of forethought into. They were just trying to, because some of the evidence that they planted is stupid, like the key.
I was gonna say, oh my God, let's go through this 7 times before you find a key.
Right.
What judge signs off? I'm not trying to be mean here, but what judge signs off on the same property or the same place being searched 7 times?
Right. Right, exactly.
You never hear of that. I mean, I've heard it once, twice. Usually if they don't get anything by the second search, then they usually let it go.
Well, I have never heard of them going back so many times, and I've never heard of their superiors allowing that to take place.
You got to get the warrant.
You have to present it like with a really good idea as to why. You need to research it.
Oh, I just don't understand that their superiors didn't say, this looks suspicious. Why are y'all going back for, so many times?
Well, and you got to think though, how many layers of corruption are there?
Right. And that's when I started looking into the corruption part, and it runs so deep there that the superiors, the judges, everybody, it goes up the line.
Yeah.
It sure does.
All right, mute. So I can play.
Okay.
Brandon. Why don't you tell me what you know? Do you understand the severity of this? You understand how serious this is?
when Steven was in jail. I felt bad for him.
Yes, I know. You probably did.
I know how they feel.
No, you don't. Not quite. Because you knew where Steven was. They don't know where their daughter is. They don't know where their sister is.
I don't either.
They want to know.
I told you where I think she is.
Where? No, you didn't.
I told you where she might be with her friends or whatever.
She ain't with her friends. Every one of her friends have been contacted. Anybody who's ever talked to her has been contacted because they're trying to find her. Yeah. Brandon. You know, mistakes happen. Bad things happen sometimes. You understand that? Sometimes it doesn't, people don't mean to make mistakes, but they do. Okay? The only way to make your mistakes right is by telling the truth. Okay? Now this isn't going to go away. Understand that? It's not going to go away. Okay, this is just the beginning. Why don't you tell me what you know?
Not much.
Tell me what you do know.
I told you already.
Tell it to me again.
We came home from school. We went almost 5 minutes later. She left.
How do you know she left?
So I was watching.
You were watching her?
Yeah, because Glenn was there and he said, wait until he's done and she leaves. Go over there and talk to him.
Why didn't you go and talk to him? She went into his house, didn't she? Where'd they go?
She left and he went in the house.
She didn't leave. Brandon, she didn't leave. Where did she go? You do know, Brandon. You watched her. It's okay to be scared. Nobody has to know what we talk about. Okay?
If I told you what I know, you still don't believe me.
That's because you're not telling me everything I don't believe.
That's all I know, though.
No, it's not all you know.
Yeah, I do.
You know something a little more, and you're just not going to tell me.
Bobby home when you get home Monday?
Not usually. He's going goose hunting.
When that lady was taking pictures, was Bobby home when you got home? Okay.
He goes goose hunting at 3 o'clock every day.
That's right.
Now you're at home, and you're watching her out the window. Talk to your uncle. And you were going to go over there after she left.
But I didn't want to. I wanted to play games.
You and your brother both sat there and looked out the window at her and waited for her to leave so you could go in and see how much she asked for that truck. But then all of a sudden, once she leaves, then you don't feel like going over there anymore? You wanted to leave them alone. What does that mean, Brandon? I wanted to leave them alone. You said them. You said them. Why did you want to leave him alone?
I thought that he was tired. He wanted to rest
What do you mean you thought he was tired?
from working.
Brandon. She went into that trailer, didn't she? And that still doesn't mean anything, okay? You understand that? That doesn't mean anything. All that means is that she went into that trailer. That doesn't mean anything. Okay? Did she go into that trailer? Where did she go? She didn't leave, Brennan. Brennan, her truck's on your property. She didn't leave.
Someone could have planted it.
She didn't leave your property.
How do you know that?
Brandon, you weren't telling us the truth about coming off that bus and seeing her that day.
There's a reason for that.
Are you telling us the truth now? Why should we believe you? Why did you not tell us the truth from the beginning?
I thought you were going to lock me up.
Why would we lock you up?
I thought that I did it.
Did you do it? Do you know who did it? Do you think that her family's missing her? Think we'd want to find her?
Yeah.
Think she's cold?
I would help too if I wanted to find her.
Do you think she's cold? Think she's cold? I think we should bring her back to her mom. What do you think? You gonna help us? Where's she at? Let's bring her home.
So last time I seen her was when she went down the road.
Let's bring her home. No more games. No, you're a man.
You're right, Brandon. This ain't a game. But you know what? There's a girl there, okay? When she's cold, she's scared, she don't know where she is. Okay? And she's got people who love her that are looking for her right now. You understand that? And they want her back.
Whatever
Well,
way
let's
she
do the
is.
right thing. Let's do the right thing and give her back to her parents, where she belongs, okay?
I don't know where she is right
Where was she?
now. Steven's office.
Did you help put that truck back there? Did you help cover it up? Steve put that truck back there?
And I haven't been down in the pit for probably a year.
You were said you were afraid because you thought we'd lock you up, right? What do you think the best thing to do here is to tell the truth? Or you just don't know?
Can you take a ride by the pharmacy?
Brandon.
I'm attempting to get information from the cell caller, but I believe you may have had juvenile.
You seen a picture of her?
Yeah.
Okay, you seen her that day, right? Now there's something out. People don't need that don't know, okay? Okay, she needs medicines on a daily basis, okay? And we want to know if she needs to get that medicine, okay? We want to get her the help she needs. She's not here anymore. We want to get her back to her parents, man. Why don't you help us do that?
What do I have to do?
You got to help us.
I told you whatever I know.
No. You started this conversation out with lies. You still haven't. You come clean so far, up to this point. I know you know more. I can see it in your eyes.
That's because you're watering.
Yeah. That's because you feel bad, and you should.
4-6. We have that store.
Has anybody told you to lie to us? Has anybody told you not to tell us about you seeing her when you got the school bus? Why did you make it up in your own mind not to tell us that?
I think your mom's fight with Steven probably was something to do with this.
4-6. I believe my car was a Theo.
Why did you guys come up here this weekend?
To make fight for
Hi, sorry. Theo. Well, 180 West 12.
Brandon, were you involved in this?
131 West Front Apartment 16. I'm not real sure. Sounds like several.
Anybody you know involved in this?
I don't know who it is. He last saw them moving around the
Why don't you tell me what you seen that day?
I don't know who I tried to contact. It's further than I did.
3:30 every day that bus comes and drops you off? 3:45. 3:45, your bus pulls up, you and your brother Blaine get off the bus. What do you see?
she's there.
Where's she at?
Looking at the van.
And who's with her?
Steven.
How long of a walk is it from where you get off the bus to where the van is?
5 minutes.
Okay, so you're walking up there, right? When you get up there to where you're going to your house? Is she there still?
Yeah.
Okay. You go right inside your house right away or you stay there? You guys keep an eye on them, right? What are they doing?
They're talking and Steven hands her the papers for the van.
Okay.
And she leaves and then
When he hands her the papers for the van, where are they? Standing outside? Is she in her vehicle?
standing outside.
Okay. Do you ever see Steven go up by her vehicle? And you said you saw her leave. From where? From inside your house? From where?
The side of the van.
Where were you standing?
In the house.
Okay, so you see her leave. Where are you at when you see her leave?
By the sink getting a drink.
Okay, so you look out the window and you see her leave. Before you told us you were walking down the driveway and you had to actually leave from the driveway towards the grass so she could go by you, right? Why did you tell us that? Do you understand where I'm coming from? What's the real story here?
This one.
Huh?
This one.
Okay, so why'd you not tell us the truth about when you saw her leaving?
I was scared.
Okay, let's get beyond being scared. Let's get beyond the idea of you getting in trouble and going to jail because it's not going to happen, okay? Tell us anything more. Did you actually see her leave or did she stay there?
Actually seen her leave.
Where was the van parked?
By the little trees.
Just how far from your house?
Probably maybe a yard.
Okay, so the van's parked in your yard, basically. And she's out there with Steve. Where was her truck parked?
Right. Like on the other side of the road.
Grab me that notebook. Draw me a picture of where your house is, where the school bus dropped you off, where Steven's house is, and where she was when you seen her.
She was right there. The van was like right there, and there's trees like right here.
Okay.
There's her driveway. And the bus drops us off right here.
Whose house is this?
Chucky's and her grandma's is right here.
Okay. Where's Steven's house? Okay. So her and Steven are where? Okay, and that's where your van is. Where do you walk?
Right this way.
Okay. Close enough to hear them talking? Okay, you went in the house? Yeah? Okay. And you're in there about 5 minutes.
Yeah, the sink is right there.
Okay.
Bedroom's right there. Mom's bedroom. The kitchen's here.
All right. So she's 1 yard from your house? This is 1 yard, 3 feet. Did she come in your house at all? She talked to you at all? She never said one thing to you?
She's seen us, but that's it.
She seen you, but she didn't say anything. Okay, so she's out there for 5 minutes talking to Steve. Then what?
And she walks over here, and she drives up.
Was Steve in the van with her? Or in the car? Steve didn't go with her.
Did Steve come over by you after she left? Did you stay in your mom's house the whole time then after he left? Steve did not come over by you? So when she left and you're watching her leave, Steve did not come over by you. How long did you stay in your house after she left? You're playing games, you said, or something, right? How long do you think you were staying at the house?
Playing games.
Yeah.
Probably like 2 hours a day.
So that Monday after she left, when you stayed at the house playing games for 2 hours, Steve did not come over. Did you see Steve at all the rest of that day?
Yeah.
Where at?
In my house. He came over and he needed some help to push the Jeep into his garage because he was fixing it for Grandpa.
What time was that?
Oh, it's 7 or 8.
How'd you help push him in? Push that?
Pushed him with their hands and
Where do you have to go get that Jeep to bring it up by the
I
garage?
was right by the garage.
It was always there?
Okay. Brandon, let's get back to you were gonna wait and watching, and you were waiting for her to leave so you could go and see how much your uncle wanted for that vehicle, right?
Like he said before that he was going to give it to us to fix up for us so we can drive it to school. So he decided that it was too bad of a shape and he was going to sell it.
Okay, so you want to know how much he wanted for it. Was that what the fight was about between your mom and him? Is that he was supposed to fix it up for you guys? He decided he was going to sell it instead? Yeah. Okay. And you didn't go over to talk to your uncle to see how much it was worth or how much you wanted? Because why?
I was just going to leave him alone so see
You were going to leave him.
if anybody was going to buy it or not.
You were going to leave him alone. You're going to leave him alone for something. Do you feel guilty right now? That you didn't help that girl? Is that what the problem is? I think it is, because you're a good kid.
That ain't what some people say.
Well, I've been talking to you for quite a while now. And I could see in your eyes that you feel terrible about something. I think that you might have wanted to help her. And you just didn't know how to do it or what to do. It's not your fault.
Okay. Now he's trying to make him feel guilty because he didn't help someone that he never saw needed help. I mean, I wonder what's going through his mind of these cops making up this stuff just off the top of their heads, just making it up. Can you imagine what's going through his mind? How terrified he must be because they're
Yeah.
lying and
Well,
they're trying to get him to lie.
that's why when he said, I can tell in your eyes you feel bad about something. Brendan was probably really stressed as fuck.
Oh yeah, I can just I can imagine how stressed he was at them just. I mean, because they're not going to stop. You know,
Right.
how long do they keep him here? How long do they keep him in that car?
I mean, the interview is like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been talking to them for like an hour
Oh,
at this point.
and where is Barb now at this when
Barb
he's doing this interview?
I can't remember at this point. I just know all the adults were mostly at Crivets.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
don't know if she was like at the cabin or with her brother or I don't know.
Okay. She should have never left Brandon's side. I would have never left his side
Well, she
until
didn't know that they were doing this until it was too late.
right. I know.
So I
After it
honestly don't know if Brendan told Barb what happened.
Yeah.
You know, he could have
Yeah.
been too scared. He could have been. Yeah, it's broken justice is my.
I'm sorry, guys. It's my husband's fault. No, it's his phone. I don't know why it's echoing. Okay, I'll mute.
Yeah, it's I forgot what I was trying to say, but yeah. So I'll go ahead and press play. Well, we got like 20 minutes left, so.
But now you can do the right thing. You can help us find her, okay? Okay, but you can give us an idea what happened to her. Right, Brown?
Maybe that one person that's on TV, that one girl, the axe or something,
Mm-hmm.
was standing in the road and maybe she stopped and got in her car and they tried to hit her or something. And how they killed her and maybe tried to get Steven for it.
I think we're done.
I want to point out that's an actual standing theory too. There was this guy like a couple of days before all of this that within that close proximity of the salvage yard. I think he even went to the salvage yard that day, but this dude basically like drove off the road an ex-girlfriend and then took an axe and then like hacked her up, killed her. I mean, and he got caught pretty quickly. But there was a theory that maybe he also killed Teresa somehow. I don't know if that's true because he killed his ex-girlfriend. So it was pretty personal. But that was a theory that's even going on to this day that some people. And Brendan, I think Barb mentioned that one time she was visiting Brendan at Green Bay, many, many years later, and the guy was at the same prison and he actually walked up and while they were at the table and he said, I know you're innocent, because I know what happened and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if they were trying, if that was trying to imply that he did it or I don't know, but that did really happen.
I heard that too.
Yeah. So I just think it's interesting that he's bringing up these theories that they were even talking about back then,
Yeah, that is strange that they would, all right.
Friday. All this stuff took place on Monday, right? Warren hit her with a Steven.
Okay. I'm going to talk to him outside for a second. I'll keep right back.
So now they're talking outside the car.
Yeah, Brendan's still in the car. The cops are outside of the car.
Okay. Brandon didn't stand a chance, did he? It's just we get to hear the clicking. Oh.
Hi. I'm going to introduce you to somebody, okay? This is Kim Skrulinski. Hi. He investigates for the state of Wisconsin, okay? I just wanted to introduce you to him and have you tell him what you told us so far.
Got off the bus, went home, waited 5 minutes, and then she was talking to Steven about the van, and she left. He went in the house for 2 or 3 hours. He came over by me, asked for some help to move a Jeep into his garage, and I did, and then
What did the Jeep look like?
gray, like a boxcar, hard top.
Okay. You did say, however, that you came home from school, right? Okay. Why don't you hand me that drawing you made for me? You got dropped off here, right? Okay. That's your uncle's house, it's your grandma's house. You walked down the road, and then you walked into your driveway and into the house. She was right here. Her car was here, and your uncle was with her. You went in the house, and you were by the sink, by the window, and you watched her for 5 minutes because you were waiting to see your uncle, Steven. When she left, you were ready to go and see how much he was going to charge for the van, right? You say she leaves in her vehicle, right? And then you decided not to go and bother your uncle because you thought he was tired, right? Right? Yes? Is that what you're saying? Okay. All of a sudden, on an hour, you decide you don't want to bother your uncle because you think you might be tired.
I was gonna wait and see if anybody wanted it, because my mom needed that money. She was gone.
But now you think that maybe someone picked her up and hit her with an axe.
That one person that's on
The person that's on TV might have picked her up somewhere and hit her with an axe in the head.
traffic light on the way. He was at his house.
That's pretty coincidental, don't you think?
What person on TV?
Oh, there's a guy in Manitowoc that
Huh?
hit his girlfriend.
Yeah, live-in girlfriend, 35-year-old female Manitowoc. It's a whole different issue. City of Manitowoc.
Except the only problem there, Stephen, is the guy who hit his girlfriend with the axe. That didn't happen until just Friday. All this stuff took place on Monday, right? All this stuff took place on Monday, right? The other stuff all took place on Friday. It did, I'm telling you. Okay? I'm not asking you. I'll tell Kim just the same way I'm telling you, or I've been telling you, that I think you feel real bad, don't you? I think you know something probably happened to her, didn't you? Just got done telling you don't want her to be cold, and you thought she was going to be cold, right? Now, you don't think you're a good kid. I think you're being somewhat honest with us, at least. I don't think you're being all the way honest. And I know you're scared.
Because everybody in my family calls me lazy because I don't do nothing.
Well, you go to school, don't you?
My grades are bad though.
What do you like to do?
I just like playing games.
That's something.
Yeah, but they said that's a bad idea. I told her that they make a lot of money though.
That's right. Did you know the name of this girl?
Right?
You didn't know her? Did you know it then? No? Well, her name's Teresa. Teresa is 25. She's got a lot of family and a lot of friends that are really worried about her. You understand that, right? And they want her back. One way or the other. Okay? Understand that, don't you? Do you want to help us get her back? Why don't you do that?
I don't know where she is.
Okay? What happened to her? Where's the last time you seen her?
That Monday.
Where'd she go?
She left.
With who?
By herself.
Did you see her go in Uncle Steve's house at all? Did you see them arguing? Fighting?
She fall and get hurt, maybe?
No.
After she left, did he come over by you?
Like 2 hours later.
2 hours later? Not right away. Was Bobby home when you got home? Nobody was home when you got home?
Just me and Blaine.
You and Blaine, that's it.
But you gotta understand, Brandon, okay? We don't want you to tell us anything that you didn't see, okay? If you've seen something, I want you to tell us, because that doesn't necessarily mean that anybody's in trouble, okay? A lot of different things can happen to somebody. Could be an accident, could be a mistake. Something accidentally could have happened and somebody got nervous. Okay? They got nervous and didn't think right away and decided to do something that they probably shouldn't have done. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, on her truck or whatever it is, you might find Steven's prints, but that's right by the door.
Okay?
How do you know that?
He told me that he had touched her car, but that's it. Or leaned against it.
What happened to that gray Jeep that you helped him put in the garage?
He still fixed it.
It's still in there.
What happens if we find his prints inside the car? Think that's possible?
Probably.
Why do you think that's possible?
Maybe. I think there might not be.
But you also think there might be. Why?
Maybe inside by the window that day. So what would happen if you find him against them?
It's not about prints right now, okay? So what I'm saying is accidents can happen, okay? Maybe she went inside of Steven's house. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she tripped and hit her head on something. And Steven, being afraid to go back to prison or something, decides, oh, what am I going to say? You know? Things like that happen. Accidents happen. Okay, but we need to know everything about what happened so we can figure that out, okay? I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. We're just trying to get a girl back to her family, okay? That's it. And I think you're a good enough person to help us with that.
What did you guys do when he came over 2 or 3 hours later?
We helped him with the Jeep into his garage.
And then where did you have supper that night?
Over by my house.
At your house? Where did he have supper that night?
By his house.
Did he go to Grandma's house? No. Did he eat alone, do you know? Did you see him after supper? When's the next time you saw him?
The next morning, because he drove up there and he talked to us a little bit.
Before school?
What did he say to you?
That his blazer is going to be gone in a few days. Someone's going to buy it.
Is his blazer still down there?
Just wait.
Okay, we're gonna bring it back. That's yours, right?
Brandon, appreciate your help. Huh? Yeah, I know you're scared, okay? And I can appreciate it.
Sometimes I get shy.
Yeah, I understand that.
I just want to point out when he was saying that it's okay to be scared or whatever. I think it's because Brendan was actually crying. And because you can kind of hear in his voice, he kind of sniffles, and so like he was literally just a scared kid sitting in the back of a cop car being interrogated.
And being accused of stuff that he wasn't doing, lying and making up things, and you know, it just makes me sick the way that they handled Brandon. It just makes me it infuriates me. Okay. Is that
Grade
all of
J.
it? Okay.
What grade you in? Ninth? 10th?
Your grades ain't that great, you said? 3 Fs? Well, that ain't too bad.
519, Myrna? Be 10-8 from that stop. Will be 10-5 in the passenger back to the cabin.
So I just want to point out, he's driving him back to the cabin because they've already told Brian to leave. So he was alone completely with these cops in the back of the police car for a little bit. During most of I think probably about 30 minutes of this. So just, more perspective. So now he's being driven back to the cabin that they're staying at in Crivets.
You're back to
So he took him back to the cabin where his family was?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Brendan left the car or why he's just sitting here.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds like the car stopped, and it sounds like somebody left the car.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. And so Brian that they're talking about is at the cabin?
Yeah, when you were standing in the kitchen by
Oh.
the sink, did
Go ahead, mute.
was Blaine standing there with you?
No, he was watching TV.
He was watching TV? So you're the only one that stood by the window and watched. Brent, you're the only one that was standing by the window and watching? Okay. So pretty much you and Steve are the only ones who knew what happened there. Okay. Does Steve know that?
523 out at impact.
Your uncle doesn't know if you were standing in the window or not?
Thank you.
He doesn't know? Okay.
It bothers me that they're sitting in silence with him some more. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They drove him to someplace and now they're just sitting there. Are they not letting him go into the
You
house?
guys headed to the store? Yeah, what are you getting?
Soda.
Mountain Dew?
Soda, no soda.
Did you tell your mom about what you seen that day? You haven't told anybody?
Just you guys.
Just us? Okay, well, we'll keep it between us. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay?
Becca, um, why do you think that he said they'll keep it between themselves?
I think to make it feel like Brendan could say anything to them and it won't get back to like mom or Steven or so like if he I don't know, that's kind of how I feel. Like, don't worry, you won't get in trouble.
Yeah, Ginger made a point. Yeah, they don't want him telling his parent.
Well, that's the other
But
thing. They don't want Barb knowing because he gets in. I'm sorry. Can you pause? Mute or there you go. I'm sorry. It was just hard for me to. He gets interviews again on the 13th, so very shortly after this interview. So and they don't talk to him with a guardian around at that time either. So for all I know, he may not have told Barb that this whole interaction happened. He thought, I might get in trouble because he at points he was implicating Steven. You know what I mean? He's also a very shy kid, and his mom's opinion of him means a lot to him. So, or maybe he did tell him. I don't know. But we've got 2 more minutes on this, so.
You said Blaine's 17? And he's working today, you said? Okay. Jesus. Tow truck. Oh, no straight. Oh, that's real.
And that was it. That was November 6th, 2005 interrogation. Let's see.
Thank you so much for bringing that to us. I appreciate it.
And I just want to point out again, BrendanDassey.com on the case files tab has everything in chronological order of how it happened. So like right here, so November 6th, there's the transcript and then the interview report. And then the next time he was talked to was November 10th, and it was a follow-up. But yeah, and you can, all this is like free for you guys to download, to watch, whatever, you know.
And how many interviews did they have with Brandon total?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. There's 2 on this one day. People don't realize that, but 5, 6, 7 in total. 2 of those times were after he was, or 3 of those times, I think, maybe, were when after he was detained, but a lot of them before. So that's why people are like, well, you know, the March 1st was his final, was the final story that they wanted him to say. But, and like, I don't think they initially went out wanting Brendan to admit to murder. I think what they were wanting was for Brendan to admit that Stephen did it and that he witnessed it, but you know what I mean? I think that was what they wanted out of him. And unfortunately, he gave like the wrong script that they wanted him to say.
That's what I think that also. I think that I agree with you there.
Right, because he's not following the same drive that they want him to.
Right. Goodness.
But yeah.
We've got things crashing down outside.
Oh.
But thank you for bringing this. Anybody have any questions that's here for her before we wrap it up?
So basically 4 months of interviews.
Right.
So 4 months, 7 interviews, several hours for them to work on this kid to say whatever they wanted him to.
Yeah.
Right, without a lawyer or a parent.
Even after he got his lawyer, didn't they do interviews without the lawyer?
Right, that's what. Every single time without the parent or lawyer.
That makes me sick.
And that was documented times. Like I said, some people believe happened at Fox Hills.
Yeah. I know he had bad representation. I'm surprised they didn't get a trial just for that right there. A new trial. It's crazy. This whole thing is just crazy.
I have the post-conviction stuff and files also on BrendanDassey.com. So if you guys want to read those.
I'm going to try to bring some of them over here and read some of them to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be good if we read some of it, you know, transcript.
Everything. The lawyers did a really great job in the post-conviction trial. Everything wrong with Brendan Dassey that happened to him, they highlighted. and explained why it's bad and all that stuff.
Oh, well.
So just
And
reading it alone is like very valuable information.
And it kills me that one judge stood out and threw it all out, and then they went to a higher court and got it put back in.
Right.
I just don't get that either.
Well, the 2010 post-conviction trial, they were trying to get Lynn Kaczynski on bad in representation or something, and it didn't go through. So Steve Drizzen and Laura Neiser, who are his... Can you pause? I'm sorry. Or mute.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just really hard with the echo. Steve Drizzen and Laura Neiser are very good with false interrogations and stuff like that. So that's why they went ahead with trying to throw out his March 1st confession, which was used in court. All the other stuff wasn't, interviews weren't used in court because they weren't valuable. They were just them feeding the information to Brendan. But it's the March 1st one that actually was what convicted him. And so they were trying to throw that out, and that was what the habeas corpus was, and that went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they threw it out.
Well, if you think about it, the one that they really needed was the March one.
Right. Well, that was the one, the grand finale, I call it, because out of everything was just practice up until that point.
Well, oh yeah, because anybody who, if the rest of it would have been in court, how many of the jurors would have been like, wait a minute, you're feeding this kid information,
right?
You know. So
one of these days we can talk about O'Kelly, and he's the investigator, quote unquote, that Kaczynski hired that made him do that self-interview paper and really fucked with Brendan. Made him do a lie detector test, and then when Brendan passed it, he lied to him and told him that he failed it. But anyway,
that's the one I want to hear. That's about him. I want to hear about him.
Yeah. But anyway, what was I saying about that? Where was I going with that? But yeah, I forget where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, if you guys really, maybe after the interviews, if you guys wanted to, we can go over the post-conviction stuff, because that's where everything is pretty much painted out that the lawyers, put together. And it's beautifully done. And it's a shame that it didn't work in the court. But the same guy who Judge Fox, I believe his last name is, the same guy, and I think this should be legal, to be honest with you, he was the one who was actually the judge during his conviction trial. And so then they go back and try to get him to agree that, his conviction was bad. Like, that's not appropriate for the same judge to sit on. Because, of course, he's going to disagree.
There's a lot of things in here that should be illegal, but they don't. It just blows my mind.
It should automatically recuse themselves from that.
Right. They should have took it to a different judge for a more unbiased opinion. Because, of course, the same judge is going to be like, no, I was the judge on that, and everything went perfect because, I'm a good judge. Of course he's not going to say, like, oh, yeah, you're right. I fucked up, didn't I?
Exactly. He's not going to say that. There's no way. This was just so crooked all the way around. I mean, the investigators that the lawsuit named was the ones that investigated the murder. The judge was, he was he should have excused himself there. There's just so many areas that was just so wrong. And they can't tell me that higher Supreme Court has not seen this. And they agree. I'm sure that so many of them agree with us, but they aren't saying anything because they protect their own.
Well, I will say, I think the main reason why the Supreme Court refused to look at Brendan's case is because if they federally say that what happened to Brendan was bad, then they would have to reevaluate millions of other cases. And I think that would have been a problem.
Not only that, a lot of what they convicted Stephen on hinged on Brendan. So if they overturn what's going on with him, it could screw everything up with Stephen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you're going to see them fight this tooth and nail, is they want to keep Stephen behind bars. And in order to do that, they have to keep Brendan behind bars.
Yep. No, I agree 100%. Brendan is literally the definition of like a political prisoner. Like there's too many odds against him, and there's absolutely none of them have to do with him. It all has to do with politics, Stephen, all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with him as a person, an individual. They all know he's innocent.
Basically, they build it. They build it. House of Cards. It's a house of cards.
Right. So. No, I agree.
Too bad that Brandon can't sue them from inside the prison. It's too.
I guess you could try, but they didn't really have a leg to stand on that aspect. They would have a better chance if they were found wrongfully convicted and exonerated.
Well, if he's exonerated, he's going to own the state of Wisconsin. I'm telling you.
Definitely. I mean, he tried to go 36 million, and my opinion I never thought. My opinion is I don't think he ever thought that he was going to see that money. I think that they were just trying to make a point that his life was worth more than just. It was supposed to be $40,000, basically. He was supposed to get. But anyway, but I think this time around, though, when he gets out, he's probably going to definitely pursue like billions of dollars. Cause
I think they owe him not just that 36 million, but they need to triple it.
Oh, they took that whole entire man's life twice.
His entire life, not just a portion of it. They took it all, and they're trying to take all of Brandon's.
Yeah. Well, and like you said about your son, and I think your son's probably around the same age as Brendan, in his 30s. But you said that your son lost the best years of his life in prison. That's basically where Brendan's at.
Yes, my son, he was 30, I think 34 or 35 when he got out.
Yeah, that's how old Brendan is.
And it makes me sick because, we're dealing with it now. We're dealing with the aftermath now.
Right.
And we will deal with that for years to come. They just don't even know.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but your son probably has PTSD, and that's probably, for the rest of his life. So,
Exactly.
Amongst other things.
Right.
He has trust issues. He has, he doesn't sleep well at night. He thinks that he still believes that since he went to prison that he is a nobody.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and his self-esteem is just gone. And it got him into the situation he was in with the abusive relationship. Thank God he's out of that now, but it made him feel like he was a nobody,
Yeah.
I have a
Sorry. Oh, no.
Go ahead.
I have a friend who was in prison for 7 years, and he was rightfully in prison, so I'm not saying he was wrongfully convicted, but the whole time that he was in prison, I wrote to him, and we live in the same state, and I've known him before. Anyway, long story short, one of the things he told me, while he was in prison is that he felt like he was a living ghost. Like, because everything in life moves on, but you don't.
Everything stands still. It's
right.
like this.
You're like but your whole family, like you still have birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, events.
Well,
and you're not.
I stopped living. I stood still. I wouldn't celebrate Christmas, holidays, birthdays. I didn't
Right.
acknowledge anything. I stood still right with him. And then when he got out, it was like a 17-year-old getting out of prison
Right.
because he did. He said he told me the other day. He said, "Mom, the things that I should have learned to be a man, no, I wasn't able to be taught those things." And he said, "I'm just now learning those things."
Right.
And it's shameful. I mean, because all they do, and there's so much that they could do in prison that would help these kids when they are coming out of prison to be, to not have all these problems that they do, but they don't offer anything in there to rehabilitate these kids. And
Yeah.
they just they learn to be better criminals. My kid wasn't a criminal at all, and he had to learn how to be a criminal to survive.
Well, he
And
had to
it's
think like
horrible.
one.
Yes, you have to. And I mean, he's coming out of thinking the way, I mean, the way he thought about things was so shaded because the people that he was around for all those years, it was
Right.
negative. It's just flat negative, negative, you know.
Yeah.
But, but we appreciate you coming, and I guess we're going to cut it off. And
Yeah.
I guess next Saturday, we'll try to bring up the next interview, and I'm going to get on my laptop and I'm going to try to learn how to I'm going to do it from my laptop, stream
Okay.
from that, and see if I can do it. I need to learn how to do that, share the screen and all that.
It's so easy.
I just feel so handicapped,
Yeah. No,
when
it's
you,
almost the same process of what you did for me.
yeah, okay,
Except, like, I don't know, you're on your phone, but can you see
yeah,
the button present?
no, it doesn't have that.
Oh, okay.
So I would have to be on my laptop to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get it set up and everything, and I'll be doing that from my laptop next week. I'll try to do it. We're gonna
Yeah.
go in. Me and Ginger's gonna go in early, and we're gonna practice on it to see if I can do it. So I'll learn it one of these days. I'm just not tech savvy. I don't have any interest in computers. That's one of my problems.
Yeah.
So
Also, before when you end the live, I need to talk to you about something real quick. I don't know if you
end
heard
it
that. Yeah, when
before
you
I
end
end
it.
it. Oh, when I end. Okay. All right. So we'll stay on.
Yeah,
All
just for
right.
a minute.
Okay. Well, Ginger, tell everybody bye, and Hemi, thank you for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Thank y'all for
Bye.
coming. We appreciate it. Thank you, Becky, so much for
Bye.
bringing the interview to us. We couldn't have done it without you.